Hey Krishna. So happy to be here and really grateful to Kartikeya sir and Dr. Sapna here that not only they have arranged this session, they have taken their valuable time to be here with all of you, with all of us. So my gratefulness and my gratitude to both of them for taking out the time and also for allowing us to present something to you. Many times people think that scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, Ramayana, they are meant for religious purpose. They should be kept in the altar, every day show agarbatti, and that's all. They have got nothing to do with our life. But I'll tell you, if you read or you understand the scriptures in a proper way, you learn lot of things. When we talk about Bhagavad Gita, what was happening there between Arjuna and Krishna? It was not a religious talk. Arjuna was undergoing a panic attack. He was facing the mother of all crises of his life. He had to kill his own people. He was ready there just to kill his own people. And who own people? A person like Bhishma. Arjuna grew up in the lap of Bhishma. Initially, Arjuna did not know. He had not seen his father because he was very young when father expired. And, and Arjuna thought, Bhishma is my father. And he grew up, and today, on the day of the battle of Kurukshetra, he is here about to kill Bhishma Dev. Can you imagine the crisis he's going through? So you can imagine the kind of crisis he was going through. He has to kill Bhishma Dev. He has to kill even Duryodhan, whom he grew up with, playing. So he was facing the mother of all crises of his life. And that's how, if you see the symptoms given in Bhagavad Gita, what Arjuna was going through, and you consult a doctor, he will tell you that these are the symptoms of panic attack, anxiety. When you come under anxiety, I hope all of you know what is panic attack, right? I don't have to explain you. And stress, this is a new word for you. I know none of you know what is stress, and none of you know what happens when a person goes through stress because you've never faced any problems in your life. Am I right? How many of you have never faced any problem in your life? Please raise your hand. Never. Oh, I thought all of you will raise, right? When I was a small child, very small, we were in Delhi at that time. I was born in Delhi but brought up in Mumbai. So we went to a place, there was a person on the street. He had a cow with some leg on her back. And he was telling that this cow can answer all the questions. And everyone was surprised how cow can answer the questions. There were people standing and he was asking questions and she was doing something. So I remember I was standing with my father. I was very young that time, small boy. And the person came to us and he told my father, you go and hide somewhere, don't stand with him, you go and hide somewhere wherever you wish. So my father went, I was there, and he brought the cow, and then he asked the cow, find the father. The cow went right in the crowd and found my father. And everyone was clapping, wow, very nice. I was also surprised. Then another question he asked, he said, amongst this whole crowd, tell me person, find out a person who has no tension, no anxiety. It's free of anxiety. The cow came to me. Obviously, a small child, what anxiety he will have, right? The cow came to me. So, initial days, we were not aware of stress. We were not aware of anxiety. But now, um, stress, anxiety, you ask a 8th standard student, he will explain you what is stress and anxiety. So what Arjuna went through was a stressful condition, panic attack, and Krishna treated him. and that is called crisis management. So, Bhagavad Gita is a book of crisis management, how to handle crisis. And if you go through the verses of Bhagavad Gita, a lot of verses speak about that. Talk of leadership. I'm just telling you what's scripture. Talk of leadership. So when we talk of leadership, if you say Ramayana and Mahabharata, what are they depicting? What are they giving us? Ramayana is a wonderful way Lord Ram explained how a leader should be. He was leading an army of unskilled persons. In whole army of Lord Ram, they were not very skilled with shooting arrows or something. What could they do? They were just lifting the stones, lifting the trees, and throwing. That's all was their skill. So Lord Ramchandra was at the forefront. He taught that as a leader, if you have unskilled people with you, then you should be at the forefront, teaching them by the example. But when we come to Mahabharata, Lord Krishna also was leading the war, but he did not come in front. Lord Krishna was not fighting. He did not fight. He did not lift a weapon. But we all know he was leading. So there is another example of leadership when you have skilled people. He had the best of the skilled people in his army. Arjuna, Bhim, Yudhishthir, Dhrishtadyumna. All these were skilled people, highly skilled. So he did not go in front. He was leading from behind. So we get so many examples in the scriptures. Talk about leadership, talk about management, talk about anything which we get. The only thing is we should know, we should have the right person who can extract these things and give it to us. Otherwise, we just take them as mythology. कल्पना है ये सब, right? People say ये क्या है? कभी सुना बंदर बोलता है? ये सब कल्पना है. महाभारत कभी हुआ नहीं, रामायण कभी हुआ नहीं. क्यों कहते हैं why they say this is kalpana, why they say it is all imagination? Because they don't understand it is history. They don't understand that whatever has been spoken has a meaning behind that, has a purpose behind that. And to extract that purpose and imbibe in our life, that is the actual reading of the scripture. Reading of the scripture is not just like a religious activity, just go through the pages. Okay, I have read Bhagavad Gita. Reading of scriptures means extract those values which Lord wants us to understand and then imbibe in your life. And this is what we are trying to do today. I know we have limited time and we are already running late. But whatever time is there, I will try to give you a brief introduction today how you can manage your mind. Mind management is a very important activity. So whatever I'm going to speak is based on the teachings of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who was the founder of International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON. He founded it you saw some video before that, how he preached to the youths, how he attracted thousands and thousands of youths. And that too in America, that too in Germany, that too in Russia, that too in London. You'll be surprised, even today. Last month I was in London, and last time I was in London and I saw how young people, even today, youths in the colleges, are so attracted to this philosophy. I was very happy to see. Like here in India, if I'm talking about Mahabharata, Ramayana, all of you know, right? I hope you know, you have heard this word, Mahabharata, Ramayana. But there, when I go to the college, like the students are sitting, they're all British students, they've never heard Ramayana. They don't know what is Ramayana. They don't know what is Mahabharata. They don't know who's Krishna. In spite of that, when the philosophy is presented to them, they are very much attracted. Why? Because the philosophy is a philosophy of life, irrespective of where you belong to. So please understand, these teachings are not religious teachings confined to one religion. These are universal teaching. Bhagavad Gita gives us universal principles. What are universal principles? Like gravitational force is a universal principle. You belong to any sect, you belong to any community, you belong to any country, universal law is applicable to you. So that is why it is important for us to understand how uh, in this life, in this human life, what are we supposed to achieve? You see, we all have human form, human life, right? And then we see outside, when we go, we see some animals there. But they don't have a purpose in life. What is the purpose of animal's life? If I can eat, if I can survive, if I can live, that's all. If I can defend myself, that's all. But that should not be the purpose of us. We are all intelligent beings. We should understand that there has to be a higher purpose. And one of them, of course, is to control the mind. Animals cannot control their mind, right? But we can. And if you can control your mind, I'm telling you, the power of mind is so strong. Thousands and thousands of libraries can come in just this small brain. That's the power we have. You don't know what power you are carrying, right? Sometimes it happens, right? We don't know what power we are carrying. Have you seen some movies like Superman or some movies are like that? Suddenly the power comes and the person starts doing big things. There, that is of course imagination, but we do have power here. Very powerful thing. Hundreds and hundreds of computers. What they can store is stored here. Just imagine, you are storing not only this lifetime, previous lifetime also, previous to that also. There is storage of everything here. I remember reading an article in a newspaper many years ago. Uh, this was somewhere in US. There was a lady, a girl, young girl, and she developed some problem with her knees. So much so that she was around 18, 19-year old and she lost both of her knees. She couldn't walk. And for the parents, it was a shock. How is it possible? The girl, just 18, 19-year old, and she's not, throughout the life, she'll be like that. They consulted all the doctors. Nothing happened. Then there was a doctor who treated with, I don't know whether you've heard this treatment, it's called hypnotic regression. Um, the patient is put under hypnotic regression and then he's taken to his past to just find out the cause. It is a medical thing. It is not something andhavishwas or something. It's a medical thing, hypnotic regression. But they being Christians, they didn't believe that something like this happens, previous life and all those things. So the parents were not interested to go to that doctor. He's a crazy person. He talks about previous life and this and that. We don't want to go. But then the others said, what is the harm? You have tried all the doctors. Let's go to him. So then they went to him for the daughter's good future. And they went to him and he put her into hypnotic regression, took her into her back previous lives, where he could see in one of her lives, uh, she was actually a jailer in a jail, controlling a jail, and very ruthless jailer. If any prisoner tried to run, she at that time, he as a jailer, would break the knees of the prisoners. And he did it for many. So he said, this is the cause, it is happening. So what can be done? So she was advised, along with the treatment, to go to Red Cross. You know what's Red Cross Society? Have you heard of it? In West, I don't know in India, but in West, Red Cross societies, they are helping those who are diseased or disabled or accidents, etc. So go to the Red Cross Society and serve. And she served. This article appeared in the newspaper. So she served, and then the treatment started having effect, and she was cured. And everyone was surprised. But when we hear this, it is already there in our scriptures. It is not a surprising thing for us. So, what we have to understand that along with going in an advanced position, like we are into a modern advanced society. So yes, we need advancement. We are not against advancement, but advancement without giving up the roots. Like a kite. Any of you, आप लोगों ने कोई पतंग उड़ाया किसी ने? उत्तर भारत में तो सभी उड़ाते रहे. अभी आने वाला है ना? नहीं, अभी नहीं, कभी 15th अगस्त, राइट? आई थिंक इन जनवरी, अच्छा सॉरी, जनवरी, मकर संक्रांति, राइट? Earlier, we used to have it here in 15th of August. I don't know why they changed it. When I was young in Delhi, they used to have it somewhere in August. But anyway, it doesn't matter whenever. The point is when you're flying a kite, the kite can go higher and higher as long as it is connected to that thread, right? If you cut the thread, the kite seems to be floating in the air, but to go down. But as long as connected, it can go higher and higher. This is a principle which we should adopt in our life. There is no harm in going higher and higher in the life. Become successful. It is a wrong thing that people say that when you follow spirituality, that means they say don't become famous. Krishna tells Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, Tasmat Vamuttishta Yasho Labhasva Jitva Shatrun Bhukshva Rajya Samruddham. He said, come on, get up, become famous. Yasho Labhasva. Yash means famous. This is in 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says, Tasmat Vamuttishta, come on, get up, Arjun. Yasho Labhasva, become famous. Jitva Shatrun, win over your enemies. Bhungshva Rajyam Samruddham, enjoy the kingdom. This is Krishna telling Arjuna. So it is wrong to say that our scripture says, okay, you don't have to be famous, you don't have to earn money. No, it is there. But what they say, like a kite, be connected to the root. Never be disconnected. The moment you are disconnected from the roots, it may seem that you are going very high or floating in the air, but it is for the downfall. So connecting to the roots is important, and that is the importance of human life. We may become very advanced. If you give up your roots, what happens? Let's see some of the things. We see in the present time, certain things are always on rise, right? You talk about violence, you talk about unemployment, murder, corruption. Is it visible to you all, or should we switch off this also? Is it visible? Yes? Okay. Yeah. So violence, corruption, unemployment, divorces, these are always on rise. Or let's talk about communal violence. This happened here, this happened there. Or talking about the riots, or public unrest, wars, terrorism. It's all there, isn't it? It's all increasing. So steadily, now Time magazine had done a poll, and they came up with what are the main problems facing the society today, challenges. The first one was, of course, crime. The second one is lack of morality. These are the challenges the society is facing today. Crime, of course, is there, but why is crime there? Because of lack of morality, lack of principles, lack of connection to the roots. And that is why people think that we are progressing. It is good for us. What does it matter? Nowadays, what has happened is money has become the center of everything. Isn't it? Everywhere that is there. You choose college. Before choosing the college, you don't see the grade. You don't see the degrees of your professors. You don't see how good they are. You don't see how intelligent they are. What do you see? Placement. Am I right or wrong? We are not concerned what kind of college, what teaching is going on. Placement. Whether we have been placed 100% placement, very good college. I'm sorry. I mean, Karthikeya sir is there and I'm speaking like this. He'll say, next time I won't call you. You are not publicizing my college properly. But is it right or wrong? Is it right or wrong? To choose a college based on placement. Thank you. This is what the modern society is. Thank you, you said yes. If you would have said no, I would have got confused. So everything has become a money, right? Why? Because we think if you have money, you're successful. Like it is said in English, a saying, if you want to see a person is successful or not, look into his pockets. Of course, my pockets are empty. So if you have money, you're successful. That's what it is happening. The whole thing is coming to that. And that is why there is lack of morality. Earn by hook or crook. If you have money, nobody bothers how you got it. That's not life. We are so attached to money. In earlier times, people used to earn money even earlier, but they were very happy to share it with others or with God. So what they used to do, they used to have money, whatever they have earned, they'll take it, and then they will draw a circle, and then they will throw the money up. Whatever falls inside the circle belongs to others or belongs to God. I'm going to serve others or serve God with that. And whatever falls outside, I will use it for myself. Then we progressed. Then they started having one line instead of a circle. One line. And then again they will throw the money up, and whatever falls on this side of the line is mine, that side of the line belongs to others. Now we have progressed further, very advanced. So what do? We still throw the money up and we say, whatever remains up belongs to God, whatever comes down belongs to me. That's our progress, right? Because everything is centered. So, but this money centered, or I should say, kind of a selfish, self centered life, what is it creating? Just see the world. Now, in India, in the year, sorry, this is getting cut up, you're not able to see. It is said there, sorry. Okay, you can read it? Okay, fine. Yeah. So that's number of suicides in India in 2022. 1,71,000. Approximately 470 suicides per day. This is just India. I'm not talking about the world. I'll come to the world also. So this is India. Yes. Why is it happening? And let me tell you, most of the people who commit suicide are not elderly people. Don't think that they are old, they have nothing to do. They think, okay, let me commit suicide. Out of these 1,71,000, most of them are young people, not able to take the pressure, do not know what to do in life. So this is worse. And let's talk about America. 12.3 million American adults seriously thought about suicide, and 3.5 million planned a suicide attempt, and 1.7 million attempted suicide. This is advanced country. Why am I showing you America? Advanced country. South Africa, average number of reported rape cases, 43,000. Reported. Unreported, we do not know. 43,000 in a year. So are we actually advancing in the right direction? There are many other statistics. I have removed them from this because it was a long list. What's happening about divorces, about so many other things. And this is happening now. If we look within ourselves, we have to see, do you often feel that you ought to be doing more with your life, but you're not able to, or certain situations are stopping you? You feel as if my life is out of control, or you're moody, you get depressed and feel lonely often, don't know what to do about, what should I do about it? Any of you faced any situation like that? And if you felt anything like any of the three, thank you. One good thing is that you're very honest, and that's good. This is what is happening if we are advanced, if we have everything in life. When we talk about advancement We have the best of the medical facilities, we have everything. Why is this happening? So we need to find the reason. The reason is uncontrolled mind. There are some more statistics. I'm just going ahead. We'll come to because I think we need to find a solution. I don't want to go on speaking more on the problems. When you all said 1 hour you can tolerate, I was looking at Karthikesh sir and he was saying, uh, he didn't know what to say. Whether yes, students are saying yes, but no, I don't think so. You will be able to tolerate me. Are you enjoying it? Learning something? Then I'll go on. No problem. Right? Later you can say whatever you want. बाद में देखा जाएगा. This is what life is. Let's do it. Isn't it? Okay, कौन से shoes में है? Nike, हाँ. Let's do it. बाद में देखा जाएगा. सिग्नल लाल है, गाड़ी चला रहे हैं, निकाल ले बाइक बाबा, बाद में देखा जाएगा. This is what life is, right? So, when we're talking about uncontrolled mind, what happens with an uncontrolled mind? Because I said the problems which you are facing is just due to mind. I'm telling you, if you make your mind very powerful and well controlled, you will see the power of the mind. I remember I was when I was a child, I used to watch Star Wars. A serial used to come once in a week. Star Wars. Has any of you heard about it? Star Wars. It still comes. Okay, maybe in a changed way, or I don't know, the same. So we had a captain, and then we had his assistant, and the thing was that they will go to some place and they will find some challenge, and then every episode was like that. One of the episode I remember, they went to a place where people had very strong mental power. So there was uh, we play chess, a chess board, and on chess board there were people standing, and these people had the power of the mind that if they tell one particular person to move, he had to move. There was no way he could stop. So that kind of power, the mental power, has been shown in that. And I still remember that because as far as I have learned in the scriptures for many years now, I've been guiding students for last more than 25 years now. And I have seen that actually mind has power. It's only if you can, like they say, if you can think, you can do, you can do. So you have to come to that stage where you can utilize the power of your mind. Uncontrolled mind can bring lack of confidence. And if as a young student we don't have confidence in ourselves, what will we do? I met a student and he was doing his medical. Is there something?
Yes.
Spice? So he was doing his medical and he met me and he was talking to me and he said that from my childhood my parents have been telling me you are good for nothing. And he said, sir, I believe it. Because I've heard from my parents, from others, that you're good for nothing. You're useless. Bekar aadmi hai. And I said, if you're good for nothing, how did you reach this stage? You are on the last year of medical. Who does this? But he had that belief in his mind that he cannot do anything in life. He was so depressed all the time. I'm good for nothing. I cannot do anything. So that lack of confidence was there. So he will do things only if someone tells him that you can do, you try doing this. He didn't have that confidence that I want to try it out. Lack of confidence, loss of trust. People lose trust in you if you don't have mind control. Let me give you a small example. Of course, now that you have given me 1 hour, so I'm also very happy. In fact, on this topic, I can go on speaking for days. But don't worry. When I said that, I don't know, so all of you were thinking, we have to do other things also. There was one person I met. See, why I'm speaking all this is all my experience which I have met with students and I came up with. I was sharing one, of course, with the director ma'am just before coming here, that there was one boy who came to me And he said, "Sir, I went to my director today." I said, "Very nice." He said, "I told him I'm going to commit suicide." I said, "To your director?" And then I told him, "Oh, wait, you are here in our premises. If you want to do anything, please do outside." I mean, obviously, he is going to come in. So he said, I said, "Why?" You know, the answer he gave was, "Sir, I've tried everything in my life. Now I don't know what to do. I've done everything in my life. I don't know what to do. So better commit suicide." And I was shocked. Young boy, 20-year-old boy. He's saying this. Why? So these kind of thing comes. Anyway, I was talking about the loss of trust. So this boy came up to me, and after the program, he knew that I know many students. I guide many students. They come to me with their problems. So he said, "Sir, can you help me?" I said, "Yes, I'm here to help you. Tell me." He said, "I don't have a place to stay. Can you arrange?" It was a strange thing. Nobody tells me like that. You're coming to me and asking for a place to stay. I said, "Why? What happened? Are you not staying in the hostel?" He said, "Hostel people have asked me to vacate immediately." I said, "Why?" "Because I didn't pay the fee." I said, "Why didn't you pay the fee? Is your father very poor?" He said, "No, he's sending it every month." Then why didn't you pay? Then he told me a story that when he came and then he got into some bad habits, he started smoking, became a chain smoker. And now at that time, the boys were getting from their house fixed amount, whatever is required. And now he cannot call his father and say, "Okay, hey, I've become a chain smoker, double the amount," or something like that, right? It's not possible for him. So what he was doing, he was asking his friends, "अरे यार 100 रुपया दे दे, 200 रुपया दे दे, 500 दे दे." Friends were giving initially. And he said, "When I'll get money from my father, I'll give." So father used to send money. As soon as money आया, वो जिसका जिसका देना खत्म, again he has nothing, again he starts asking. So he came to a situation where nobody was ready to give him even 10 rupees. Nobody was ready to keep him with, in his room. They didn't want him to be there. And the hostel had asked him to vacate because he was not, whatever the fees was to be paid, he blew up in smoking. And now in this condition, he said, "Sir, please help me." And I looked at him. He was from a very good family. And I was just thinking, I really felt so bad in my heart that what kind of situation, just because he could not control his mind and gave up to this kind of habits. So that is why loss of trust, madness, damage to oneself, depression, stress, hypertension, whatever we can think of, dangerous diseases, and determination becomes weak just because of that. And then what do you do? Suppose you are into this position, what do you do? People take up to things like alcohol, you know, drinking. I'm really surprised. I don't know. Looking at all of you, I really feel you're so nice students. But I meet so many students. I know one place I went, Manipal. Thousands of students are there. Students came to me for guidance. They have only two major challenges, and I was surprised in their age, 20-year, 18-year, 22-year. They had two major challenges. First was, "Sir, I want to give up alcohol. I don't know how to give it up." And second one, "My girlfriend has left. What to do?" Nobody came to me that I'm not able to study. Please tell me how to control the mind. So focus on the studies. These were the challenges. So first one I told them that, "What do you mean? When did you start?" 6 months ago, 8 months ago, 1 year ago. I said, from childhood you have not taken. Now you're not able to give it up. So attached or so addicted. And second, of course, girlfriend left. I said, "You should celebrate." What else, right? So, so these are the challenges they were thinking. But you see, so they take up to alcohol. Why? "Oh, I'm not able to study." Like they say, ना, खुशी में भी एक पैग मार लेते, दुख में भी दुख होते तो भी एक पैग मार लेते. It is like that. So they take up to alcohol, gambling, murder, rape, drugs, picking up quarrels, so many things. So sorry, yeah. So how can there be peace and happiness when we're talking about taking wrong decisions? So finally, the solution to all this is controlled mind. You have to control your mind. We are talking about it today. Uh, so, are you all convinced that we are supposed to control mind? Or any of you still feel, no, no, जैसे चल रहा है चलने दो, बहुत अच्छा है, प्रॉब्लम्स आएंगी लाइफ में, स्ट्रेस क्या होगा, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सुसाइड कर लेंगे और क्या होगा, राइट? करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए? पक्का? कोई नहीं करने वाले? थैंक यू. You should become so strong that even the thought should not come in the mind. कि अरे बहुत हो गया, अरे बहुत नहीं हुआ, अभी बहुत होने वाला है. So we should make our mind strong. Be prepared. See, if you're prepared for something, then nothing disturbs you. Problem comes when you're not prepared. Like say for you're going for exam, you're not prepared. What will happen? Failing is later, but going to exam, you'll be so nervous. You cannot do anything. I was staying in one place where boys were staying, and I heard someone crying. And I was surprised. I came out and I saw there was a boy sitting in, he was last year MBBS, his final exams he was going to give, not a small boy, and he was crying. And I said, what happened? He said, I thought maybe, he lost his father, he lost his, that's how the person will cry, otherwise why is he crying? I said, what happened? He said, I can't give the exams. I said, what? Is there your final exam for so many years, 4 years, 5 years, you waited for this and now you're saying you don't want to give exam? He said, I can't because I know I'll fail. I'm not prepared. But I said, then I sat with him for half an hour because there was not much time. I had to push him to go to the exam. Sat with him, explained him. I said, don't worry. Even if you fail, go and give the exam. I know you will not fail. Because he had studied, somebody who has come up to the last of MBBS, obviously you can't come without studies. But he lost that confidence. So I'm saying, if you're not prepared, then you come into problem. Similarly, in the life, if you're not prepared, when the challenges will come, when you will have problems, difficulties, you will not be able to face. So preparation is important, and this is what we are going to discuss now. So, how can you prepare? Okay, chariot of the body. So let's consider this is your body. I'm just going to give you about the mind, brief explanation philosophically. This is how it is. The horses are there, they are like five senses. Then the reins, which is controlling the horses, is mind. The person who's controlling it is intelligence, and the person sitting is soul. I'm going very fast, but if you don't understand, please, this is our body. I'm explaining it again. We have five senses. What are the five senses? Okay. So these are the five senses here. You can see horses. And the senses are controlled by mind. Why I told you this, that if you understand this, it is easy. See, there are hundreds of books and thousands of documents on Google if you go on mind control. But you won't find this, I'm sure, in any of the books. Because this is how we understand. If you can understand this system, how it works, it becomes so easy to control the mind. So now, senses. My eyes want to see something, tongue wants to taste. Like suppose I'm going from a shop and I see a sweet and I want to eat. What do? I just go, take out the money, give the money, take the sweet and eat it. That's all, right? But the system works like this. The senses, they desire, and the mind, who's supposed to just give them based on intelligence. Intelligence is controlling the mind, mind is controlling the senses. If you don't do this, very difficult to control the mind. Intelligence has to be there. You should understand how mind works. So we should know the role of the mind, which is given in Bhagavad Gita. Now, this is a very nice verse. Krishna speaks about in Bhagavad Gita. Bandhuratmanastasya yenatmane vajitav anatmanastu shatrutve vartve. This is not coming clear here, maybe because of the font. But it says, for him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. See, this is Bhagavad Gita, speaking about everything in life. So here, what happened was that Arjuna was in difficulty and he said, I'm not going to fight. And that is the time when Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. And he asked Arjuna, What is the difficult thing for you? He said, I can't control my mind. Chanchalam himanah Krishna pramati balavad dridam. He said, this mind is very obstinate, not able to control it. I can control the raging wind by my power, but not mind. Krishna then spoke this and he was explaining that mind can be our friend and can be enemy also. Like for example, sorry, we have a knife. So knife is good or bad? Both, right? You can't say knife is very good, knife is bad. If the knife is in the hands of a surgeon, it can save someone's life. If it is in the hand of a miscreant, it can take away the life. But knife is knife. The use of it makes it good or bad. Same with technology today, right? We have technology, we have smartphones, we have everything today. At the tip of the fingers, you can get everything. But it is good or bad? Technology is good or bad? Depends on how you use it, right? Technology is not bad. Technology, actually, as per Mahabharata, this is given to Arjuna. At that time, also, it was offered to Arjuna, and Krishna says, no, no, maybe later. So it is not bad, but the use, right? Now we have smartphones. What do? As soon as we get up in the morning, messages, right? WhatsApp, Twitter, Insta, whatever. We see that. Earlier, we were taught that please, when you get up in the morning, look at your hand, right? Fold your hands and say what? Karagare vasate Lakshmi, Karamadhe Saraswati, Karamule tu Govinda Prabhate, Karadarshanam. Now Prabhate, WhatsApp Darshanam, right? As soon as you get up, you start with this till you sleep. It has become a part of your hand, right? Extended hand. People can't survive without mobile. See, they can survive without wife or anything, but not without mobile. They need everything. And that's why there is a new disease now called ringxiety. Ringxiety means anxiety of phone not ringing. That is why after every 5 minutes they'll check net on hai na, phone क्यों नहीं आ रहा, message क्यों नहीं आ रहा. So so don't be slave of technology. Phones are there, utilize them for good use or any other technology, internet, everything. But don't become a slave. Students are not sleeping till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the night. I'm not saying they're studying because of the mobiles. The institution, I remember when it all started with the net, institution like Manipal, when the student used to join, they will give them a laptop and 1 GB free. The time it was very difficult, 1 GB free of internet. And when I went there, I said, "Oh, you're doing so much." He said, "Yes, we want children to, be well with the technology and all." So their intention was good, but what did students, when they got all this, they went into a wrong habit. So please understand, uncontrolled mind can bring wrong habits. And let me tell you, you are at a stage, a small mistake in your life can create a lasting impression on your mind and can devastate your life. We all learned about making angles. Do you remember? We were making 90-degree angle, 45-degree angle. In the childhood, we used to have that D. What do you call it? Yeah. So then take it and point it out, 45 degree, this degree, right there. So when we were supposed to make say 90-degree, so how is it like one straight line like this, one horizontal, one perpendicular line, right? It should be straight. Now, if at a point like here is the line and here the next line is starting, if this point you have a deviation of 1 degree, just 1 degree, then your angle will not be 90-degree. In the end, if you see, the difference will be few more degrees. So we are at a point where even a small mistake in your life can land you in trouble. So be very careful. Behind the trucks in India, they write one thing, very famous thing. हाँ. नहीं नहीं, बुरी नजर वाले नहीं है. सावधानी हटी. Thank you. ये हम लोग बचपन से देखते आ रहे हैं ट्रकों के पीछे ना, सावधानी हटी दुर्घटना घटी, नजर हटी दुर्घटना घटी. This is our life. Be very careful with your life. Do not allow it to just be wasted. So that is why now we'll just go for the techniques quickly. Step one is, as I was mentioning, do not allow the senses to wander in straight and in any direction they want. Be very careful. Withdraw them from wrong engagement. If you are seeing that you are engaged in a wrong way, please withdraw it. And for that, like when I said Arjuna asked this question, Krishna said, Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagena cha guhyate. You can control your mind by two things, rules and regulations. Do something and avoid something. So, first of all, we should know the association is very important. Whom you associate, who are your friends? Whom are you taking inspiration from? Your teachers, your parents. So your friends should be very good. You know the example of Manthara in Ramayana? Yes. So Manthara, is it an example of a good association or bad association? So we should be very careful whom we associate. Second is we should engage the senses and the mind in the topics of God. So we should hear something very nice connected to the God called discourses. We should understand the meaning of life by reading thought provoking books like Bhagavad Gita. And let me tell you what Bhagavad Gita teaches. Here, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita the four things: your food, your recreation means your enjoyment, etc., and your sleep and your work. It should all be regulated. So he says be regulated, because regulated life is the key to mind control. If you want to control mind, you should, like, when do you get up? Generally, what time the students get up if they don't have college? Huh? 11? 7? 7. Okay. If you don't have college, I'm asking. I was at a student's place one time. I got up, generally we get up around 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. So I got up, I did my daily practices, what I do. I finished it by 8 o'clock, he was still sleeping. 9 o'clock, he was still sleeping. 10 o'clock, he was still sleeping. 11 o'clock, I got afraid something happened to him or what. I was thinking, should I go and wake him up? Or take him, call ambulance or something. And he got up at 11:30. So, and there are, I can go on and on about students, but I don't know. I have so much experience. I went with one place. So I asked him, so what time is your college starts? He said 8 o'clock is the first lecture. Oh, I said, then I calculated. I said, you must be getting up around 6:30, getting ready, taking your breakfast. He said, no, I get up at quarter to 8. I said, quarter to 8 you get up, and 8 o'clock? He said, I'm there in the lecture. I don't know how. That is why these clothes have come. Of course, I'm happy that some of the colleges have uniform, right? But some of the colleges which do not have uniform, and then the students have clothes. So in the hostel there is a competition. ये jeans कब से नहीं धोया? अभी तो 15 दिन हुआ है केवल. Then it's okay. Go on, right? So habits, really, regulated life is the key to mind control. So you should have a schedule, what time you get up, what time you eat, what time you study. It will help your mind to be focused. Today, you're going to see a small skit just right after this. And you will see how mind troubles if you do not have a regulated lifestyle. So we will be showing you. Today we have a lot of nice things for you. I'm taking a lot of your time. I'm seriously sorry. Just 5 minutes more and I will stop. But we have a drama, I was told, pantomime show, and then we have a rock show for you. Oh, so you're waiting for that, huh? Now I'm not going to stop for 2 hours. So, and what else we have today? Yeah. Quiz also. We have quiz also. Okay, silent. So now what to do? You have to create a positive impression on your mind. See what happens in these two are video cameras fitted here, natural video camera. Whatever you're seeing now, it is capturing and going into the mind. This camera is for the mind. Like you, if you can remember something which you saw 10 years ago, 15 years ago, somewhere, suddenly you remember or no sometime, isn't it? I still see, I have not seen movies for last 30 years, but still sometimes I remember the song which I used to sing during my school days, right? So it is there. All the things you hear, you watch, you see, you associate with people. These cameras are taking everything inside, and that's why impressions are there. That is why the whole advertisement industry, that's how it works. It works as per your mind, creates an impression on your mind. I'll tell you a small example. I saw one time there was an ad of a cement company called Vasav Datta Cement, right? Have you heard of it? No, okay, it was in the south. So I saw, you know they spent crores just to capture your mind. So what was there? It was a plain yellow color background, and then a Vasav Datta cement bag, and a beautiful girl standing next to that. Now tell me, what is the connection with the girl and the cement bag? Is she going to come if you buy the cement bag? She's going to come to put, or is she free with the cement bag, or what is it, right? No connection. But why? To capture your mind. The person first will see the beautiful girl. See, today, even today, I remember, right? So, so what can we? So, so then whenever you go to buy the cement, you'll remember that, oh, no, no, give me that cement. So that's how the mind works. Takes all the impressions inside. Even if you're just walking past and you see a billboard and you don't even bother about it, but the impression will be there. You'll remember it some 15 years later, 10 years later. Are you sure any one of you have this experience that suddenly you remembered something which you had seen or heard 5 years, 10 years ago, right? So that is why create positive impressions on the mind. What you see, what you speak, what you eat, and whom you meet, everything is important. So what you're seeing, if you go on seeing nowadays on the net, lot of things are there. I'm not going in details, but if you go on seeing, that kind of impressions are creating. And I'm telling you again, since this technology thing has come, please do not become a slave. It is creating lot of problem. Your focus is not there. When we were young, we had only two TV channels, दूरदर्शन एंड वन मोर समथिंग. चित्रहार आता था हफ्ते में एक बार, और एक बार मूवी, दैट्स ऑल, राइट? Now you have 600 channels, and they keep surfing here and there, so the mind doesn't remain focused. This is creating problem for the mind. Even in your this thing, like you're watching something, then you want to go on. Nowadays they told me that earlier people used to watch YouTube half an hour, this. Now not more than few seconds or 1 minute, that's all. They want the next one, right? They call it shorts. Hmm? So they just want that, that's all. Go on, because mind is not habitual of focusing. So you see all this media thing. Again, I'm saying it is good if you use it properly, but it is creating so much of problems with our mind. It's not allowing us to focus. If you learn to focus and take the same focus to your studies, if you study half an hour also, you can remember everything. Now what happens? You go on reading, and then when you come to the exam, you see the question and you start banging your pen on your head. You know, पढ़ा था इसको, पढ़ा था. What is it? Or you become completely blank. Why is it happening? Why you're not able to focus? Because you're not able to focus on your studies. That is why you don't remember. I will give you a session one time. It's going to be a little long session, if of course it is allowed. It is on study skills. How you can retain what you read. In those sessions generally when I take, I those who are participants, I teach them numbers in Chinese, and within a minute or so they start speaking. So there is, it's not a magic, nothing magic. It is just a techniques, that how you can remember. There are various techniques. How to study is also important. We teach in that, we teach one method is called sleepover method, that you read something for half an hour or something, just 5-10 minutes, close your eyes and lie down, and just get up and read again. That goes into your permanent memory. There are two memories, permanent and temporary. So like that, there is that. So mind, again, same thing with the mind. So be very careful what you see, what you speak. Speaking also is creating impression. And what you eat. Christian says, it say that different kinds of food are there. So don't think that whatever I will eat doesn't matter. This is, your stomach is not something like dustbin. Uh, you just go on putting everything, and they call it also junk food. I don't know why they call and eat also. When they call junk food, why do you have to eat? But anyway, you can continue eating, but eat something which does not affect your mind. And also whom you meet, again the association, that is also very important. So you should purify senses by hearing discourses and bhajans, and honoring and relishing prasadam offered to Krishna. And very important for the mind is mantra. I'm giving you some examples. Of course, mantra means manah trayate. This is called mantra meditation. There are various kinds of meditation, but mantra meditation is to learn to focus. We focus on the words, and then that same focus goes into the study. I'll just give you some examples, how people have benefited from mantra meditation, and then we will stop. I know you are thinking if we made a mistake by telling him and he can continue. Actually, I can continue for 2-3 hours, but I'm not going to. So here is what happened to computer one. Okay, here is Mr. Jean Claude. He was the youngest director of 3M Incorporation France. He was just 29-year-old when he became the director of that company. It's a very famous company, by the way. So he says, everything started happening for me when I began chanting Hare Krishna. Chanting Hare Krishna means mantra meditation. You focus on the mantra. Here is Mr. Albert Ford. He's the owner of the Ford Motors. He says, chanting Hare Krishna has made a tremendous impact in my life. You see, these are not the people who have nothing to do. They're very, very busy people, taking a lot of pressures in their life. But this mantra meditation, just for some time, they do in the morning, and that helps. Here is Rishikesh Mafatlal. He's the CEO of Mafatlal Fabrics. He says, chanting Hare Krishna has helped me face all the ups and downs in my life with a great confidence and peace of mind. Here is a Dutch model. You can see her picture on the magazine, and this is the lady. Here you can see. So she says, chanting helped me give up bad habits. It changed my vision of things. Now, some researches also have been done. Here is David Wolfe in the Master of Social Service program at Florida University. He's a researcher for studying. So he says Mahamantra significantly reduces stress, depression, and the mode of ignorance, and considerably increases mode of goodness. Dr. Donald Tuck, he's associate professor, Western Kentucky University. He says, I've noticed that as chanters progress from one level to deeper level, they become more realistic, more tolerant, and more energetic. So we should try to control our mind by, let me tell you, conclude this by four things. A, B, C, D. A is for association, as I mentioned. Association means try to have good people around you, positive people around you who can increase your positivity. Like you see, just one day you walk into the college and somebody just tells you in the morning, as soon as you enter the college, hey, you're looking very good today. Just this much. You may not be looking good, but I'm just saying. Okay, if someone says, okay, hey, you're looking very good today, how will you feel the whole day? You'll be happy, energetic, and you'll always feel I'm looking good today. On the other side, you walk into the college, the person says, क्या पहन के आ गया है कॉलेज में? Look at you, how you're looking. शीशे में देख कर आना चाहिए था. or whatever, right? How will you feel throughout the day? So have people around you who can give you positive vibes, who can give you some good advice, not just positive vibes. What are friends for? Friends are not for just to say yes, sir. Friends are there, they can guide you, give you good advice. If you are doing wrong, they can stop you. So that is why have good friends around you. So that is A. The other is B. B is for books. As I said, what you see, what you read has an impression. So, along with your studies, see, please understand as a student, your prime duty, priority is your studies. That should never be neglected. But to help them, spirituality is there. So, then B is books. So, along with your studies, whenever you get time, read books like Bhagavad Gita, learn from them. Do you remember the example I gave in the beginning about leadership? What leadership I gave of two people? Ram and Krishna. So we learn from that. So that is books. Third is C, A, B, C. C is for chanting, as I was just giving you so many examples that how these people being so busy in their life, hectic lifestyles, maybe some of them with the bad habits, but they have come out of it. And then D is for diet. Don't eat anything and everything, right? Like for China, they have a saying that in China they eat everything that moves except train and plane. So, so we are not supposed to do like that, right? So then have a proper diet given, and very important thing, please be under some good guidance, spiritual guidance, so that in your life, whenever you face challenges, there is someone to guide you. Let me tell you, I have studied like all of you in the colleges. Our college, of course, classes were very nice. We had a platform like this and students going up, and then we had a back door also. So in our class, I have seen good teachers and bad teachers also. I'm sorry to say. I remember one of our teachers, for not for her good qualities. She would come to the class. The first thing she will do is open her purse, take out the mirror, and see that how she looks right in front of all the students. And we are just supposed to watch her like that, okay? And then she will look, and when she's satisfied that she's looking very good, she'll close the purse. First thing she will say, "Those who are not interested can go back." That means I'm not interested in you, right? And I remember I used to go back because I was not interested. If you're not interested to teach me, I'm not interested to learn. But I have seen very good teachers also who have taken such interest in my life that I still remember them and I thank them even today. That I am what I am because of their good teachings also. That they have become the part. I'm always grateful to my parents. I'm grateful to my teachers. I'm grateful to all those who have helped me to come up to this stage. And I request you all, please always be like that. There may be teachers who are not good, there may be teachers who are not very good or something, but we learn from everyone, especially from our teachers. Uh, it is said in Bhagavad Gita, Acharya Upasana. The Vedic culture is we worship our teachers because they are giving us something which can help us in life. And I'm really grateful to this institution that they thought of the overall development for all of you, not just academics. They thought, okay, let them get some good knowledge, good counseling, so that whenever they face challenge in life, they can come up. So, in conclusion, I would like to say that what happens when you have a controlled mind is a clear intelligence, purified senses, cool mind, peace, etc. So these are all benefits. I pray to Lord Krishna that may he grant you the intelligence by which you can become successful in your life and clear all your exams of life in flying colors. Thank you very much.